Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And today we're going to talk about an Oriental leather woody smoky fragrance. It's going to be Nuit D'issey Pulse of the Night by Issey Miyake. Now, Issey Miyake takes me all the way back in time in the late 90s, I believe. Yeah, God, that's 20 years ago, 25 years ago or something. But yes, back then, Issey Miyake used to be very popular. I used to rock that when I used to go to college, and I used to get a lot of compliments with that fragrance. And it used to be like one of the expensive fragrances back then that I used to wear. Now, this fragrance, interestingly, is very similar to a fragrance that I already own, and I know a lot of you know this fragrance, which we'll get to it later on. And I just cannot believe my nose that it smells so close to this fragrance that I own. Now, with that being said, Nuit D'issey Pulse of the Night was launched this year in 2019, and it makes a perfect creation for wintertime because it's an oriental leather, smoky, woody type of a fragrance. Now, the nose behind this fragrance is Loc Dong, if I'm not saying that wrong. Loc Dong is pronounced L-O-C and then last name D-O-N-G. Now, he's actually done a lot of popular fragrances. One of them that Jeremy talks about a lot as far as the tobacco fragrances goes, and I think he's very good when it comes to tobacco fragrances, is he created CK1 Shock for him, which is very popular. That one has that very tobacco beautiful opening, but unfortunately, as far as the performance goes, it doesn't do well. And to be honest with you, smelling that fragrance to me, which a lot of you going to hate me saying that, it smells very synthetic, unfortunately. Now, he also has created Euphoria for her, which you guys already know that as well, has that very unique, beautiful pink bottle, kind of modern looking bottle. So he has created that as well too. Now, with that being said, I do like the bottle of Nuit D'issey. It's just like the old one, but it's all in black and it has the stripes going through it, which I showed you guys at the beginning of the video, which kind of represents that type of a going out at night type of a vibe, going to a club. It kind of represents that, which I kind of like about the bottle. I do not like the cap. It's very hard to open and it clicks really hard, so I don't like that as much. But let's do an initial spray and see what kind of accords we get out of this fragrance on the initial spray. It's gorgeous. The initial spray, it's actually very creamy and it's very fresh a little bit on the initial spray, so I don't get very smoky, but it starts settling down. I get balsamic, I get woody, it's very aromatic, as I said. I get a little bit of smokiness in here, and I get a big dose of amber, vanilla, and a little bit of leather in here. And for some reason, even though it doesn't have that in the notes, I get a tobacco accord from this. Now, whatever it is, it gives me that fresh tobacco leaves accord when it comes to this fragrance, which truly reminds me, especially on the dry down, reminds me of a fragrance that I own, and it's very popular, and probably a lot of you guys already have it in your collection. Now, since we already got the accords out of the way, let's start with the notes of this fragrance. The notes of Nuit D'issey Pulse of the Night, the top notes you have Chiara, incense, olibanum. So that's what you got for the top notes. The middle notes, you have tonka bean, you have patchouli, and you have a big dose of amber, which I get that as well. Now in the base, you have leather, I get that. You got woody notes, I get that a lot. You got vetiver, sandalwood, and vanilla. So it's a very woody fragrance. It's sweet. The vanilla definitely is there. The tonka bean is there as well. Those two make it really sweet, and the tonka bean helps it to balance it out and make it a little bit bitter at the same time too. The olibanum, the incense, the leather make this fragrance very smoky, and it gives it that type of a tobacco vibe to this fragrance. Now, this, interestingly, even though it is a designer fragrance, it has a niche vibe about it. So I have to give him that. The ingredients, it doesn't smell synthetic like the one that he created that I already talked about, the CK1 Shock for him. That one smells very synthetic to me. I don't like that. This one doesn't smell synthetic at all. I like the way, I mean, I know there are synthetic ingredients in here, but he has done a really great job as far as making it not smell so synthetic. So I love that. They did a good job on this. But again, man, I don't know, this just smells like a copy of a fragrance that I have, like literally a copy of it, which we'll get to it right away. But with that being said, let's get to the performance and longevity of Nuit D'issey Pulse of the Night. Now, it performs really great, and the longevity for a designer fragrance is pretty good. I get easily 5 hours out of this fragrance, 5 to 6 hours, and then it becomes a skin scent. Now, the skin scent is a very cinnamony, very type of leathery, vanilla-y. Again, kind of reminds me of a fragrance, which I'm gonna reveal it right now to you guys. But it performs pretty well for a designer fragrance, and also the longevity, I said it does about 5 hours on my skin, and it becomes a skin scent after that. Now, what does this fragrance remind me on? Yeah, guys. Yep. It smells exactly like Parfums de Marly. That's why I told you guys it has that tobacco type of a smell to it. And when I sprayed it right off the bat, I'm like, dude, this smells like hair from Parfums de Marly. And I'm sure a lot of people already realized that and noticed that, which I don't think is cool. I do have to say that the initial opening, it's a little bit different, just a tiny bit. But now that it's drying down, I can totally smell Parfums de Marly here. So it's basically pretty much the clone of that. It's like very identical. So as far as the performance and longevity goes, I will give this fragrance a 7 out of 10 for being a designer fragrance as well too. Now, let's get to the sillage and projection of this fragrance. The projection is pretty good. It does 3 to 4 feet on the initial spray, but that only lasts about an hour. And after that, you get very close to the skin. So it doesn't get a lot of points as far as the projection goes for me. The sillage is beautiful. It obviously has that Parfums de Marly Henné. So it has a beautiful sillage. It's gorgeous. So that all combined together, I will give it a 6 out of 10 for projection and sillage for this fragrance. Now, let's get to the complement factor of this fragrance. Nuit D'issey Pulse of the Night is a club type of a fragrance. It will get a lot of compliments, and a lot of girls will like this fragrance. It's sweet, it has tonka bean, vanilla in it, and it also has very exotic, sexy notes. It has woody notes in there, it has amber in it, it has leather in it. And again, I don't need to really continue. It pretty much smells like this fragrance that I'm holding in my hand. So girls tend to like this fragrance a lot, and guys like this fragrance a lot. So if you like this fragrance, if you will definitely love Nuit D'issey. And I would say if you don't want to spend the money for Parfums de Marly and you want to get something that doesn't last as long and doesn't have that perfect quality like Parfums de Marle. I mean, this is pretty close. Even as far as the quality goes, it's very close. I mean, they did a great job. I would definitely go with this if you don't want to spend the cash. I would go with this. So that's as far as the compliments goes. You will get a lot of compliments, and I would give it a 9 out of 10 for the compliments factor for this fragrance. Now, let's get to versatility of this fragrance. It's a designer fragrance. It's pretty versatile. I mean, yeah, you can wear this in different places. You can wear this at school too, I guess. It's not very hardcore. It has a freshness to it, so I think you can pull this off. It can be a signature scent, actually. So it's pretty versatile as far as that goes, but I would say it does really well in fall and winter. But I can see someone pulling this off in spring as well. I don't know about summer. I think it becomes a little bit cloying in summer, but I think you can definitely do in spring. If you're living in a place that's kind of cool, you can definitely pull it off. It will do great. Now, where you can wear this, like I said, I think you can do school. I think for work is a little bit too much because it has a club vibe to it. The schools nowadays are like clubs, some of them, so you can wear that school, show off. But as far as it's kind of a club type of a scent, a night out type of a scent, just as the bottle says. It's Nuit D'issey Pulse of the Night. So it's definitely a clubbing type of a fragrance, I would say. So as far as the versatility goes, I would give it an 8 out of 10 for this fragrance. So let's get to uniqueness of Nuit D'issey Pulse of the Night. Well, I don't think I have to say anymore. I mean, sorry to say this, it will receive a 0 out of 10. This is a copy of another fragrance, and nothing is unique about it. Nothing has been brought new to the table. I have smelled this DNA before. I just have to say that it's cool that's cheaper, and it's cool that the opening is a little bit fresher and a little bit different, ambery, but the dry down pretty much is from Mr. Marley. I mean, that's all I can say as far as that goes. So that's it, you guys. That's all I have for Nuit D'issey. And if you're a designer fragrance collector and you don't have the one that I told you, definitely get this. Good price, good performance. You will love this fragrance. It will do great for your collection, and it will be great for going clubbing. So it's a great fragrance as far as that goes. And with that being said, we get to the end of my video. That's all I have for Nuit D'issey Pulse of the Night. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you own this fragrance, please let me know what you think. Do you think it smells like something else? Everybody has a different take on the fragrances. If you don't own this, you can easily do a blind buy on this one. Trust me, you will love this fragrance. It's beautiful and the price is great. And I would probably get this right away because it's gonna go fast, because it's one of those fragrances that will become pretty popular between designer fragrances very soon. And that's it, you guys. We get to the end of my video. Thank you so much, and hopefully see you guys soon with another video. Peace and ciao.